Hey there, buddy old pal. It's Vlogger Day 473. Woo!
Good morning. It is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Yesterday was a Widerly Wednesday about Yesterday was a Widerly Wednesday about the differences between self-publishing and traditional publishing. Today is not Widerly Wednesday in the sense that I'm probably not going to actually write much. I have a lot of stuff to get done today, which has been a theme lately. I know. I have some projects coming up though. I can't talk about stuff really yet. I will be working, I can't say what I'm doing yet, but I will be working with InstaFreebie. They did say that I could say I was working with them. So I'll be working with them here. I think we're having a call today or tomorrow. I haven't heard for sure yet. That's really neat. It's a service, InstaFreebie is a service that I actually use to give free books away. So if you've signed up to be a patron of mine, you've received a link to InstaFreebie to download a free book of mine. And a lot of those have been given away between the newsletter and I think the newsletter and Patreon both give away free books, which is kind of insane. I probably should stop doing that to some degree, actually. But it's a really, really good service, and it's one that I highly recommend, and it's one that I've been able to work with, which has been really nice. Or I should say it's one that I'm going to be able to work with here starting nowish. So that's really, really cool. And I can tell you more about it as time goes on, but that is not yet. So, I have this problem right now where I'm very scattered. I don't know if you ever get to the place where you feel like you have so much going on and so many different arenas that you don't even know for sure what you have going on. I've been trying to get everything into Asana to line up my to-do list and to keep it all flowing to some degree. But I haven't exactly been the most effective at it lately. So I'm gonna have to spend a little bit more time this morning getting organized and getting rolling. I let myself sleep in because I was up till like 2:30, 3 in the morning. And I'm trying to do a good job of actually sleeping when the opportunity arises. This is really hard. And I did actually wake up before my alarm, but it's really hard to feel good about it when you have so much to get done and you're burning daylight, which is a precious commodity around here. There's not a lot of daylight left to go around. So speaking of which, let's stop yammering on in here and let's get out of here.
One of the things that I've been thinking about, I mean, this isn't a new thought, but there's a squiddy over there. I was like, is that a space invader? Nope, almost worth getting erupted by that sloth, almost. But then I found an Alice in Wonderland. Been wondering where that was. Right next to a Mona Lisa squiddy. And seriously, 100 points? Holy cow, that's insane. I'll take it. Anyways, one of the things I've been thinking about lately has been, or just every once in a while, one of the cultural differences between the States and France that everybody knows about, probably if you don't know about, that everybody knows about, and if you don't know about, you're about to find out about, or if you ever visit, you will find out about, is customer service. It's one of those things where customer service in the States is kind of like a biblical code. The customer is always right. You have to treat people really well, give them free stuff if they're angry, you know, do whatever you can to bend over backwards to make people happy so that they will come back and be lifelong customers. That's why like Zappos was so successful, right? They would do whatever they could to make you happy. And Amazon is famous for that as well. You get the idea. If you live in America, you know, you get what you want generally, and people will work really hard to make you happy. Here, not so much, especially outside of Paris. People could care less that you were there to give them business. In fact, a lot of times they will just treat you like, blurp. Anyway, scaffolding too. And it's a noisy day today. Scaffolding guy wasn't happy that I took an image of his scaffolding, and then I just explained to him that he was making lots of noise, and so I figured, well, you interrupted my video, might as well video what's interrupting my video, and then he was okay with it. Sometimes you can talk your way through those things without people getting upset. It's rare that people get upset, but anyways, so that's one of the big differences in customer service. When I was in Nice might be the worst, but when I was in Nice, I remember I was looking for a tire-bouchon, which is a corkscrew, and there was a particular kind I was looking for because a friend of mine had this really cool corkscrew that I thought was amazing, and I wanted to get one just like it. So I went to all these stores to find one. And I just remember going to this store and telling this lady, hey, I'm looking for a tire-bouchon. She was over in the corner. She was like, they're over there somewhere, which was very much like, that's not super helpful. She's like, they're over there. And so I tried to explain to her specifically what I was looking for. I was like, this is what I'm looking for. Looks like this, works like this. And she just was like, if I have it, I have it. If I don't, I don't. It was like she was not even there to sell me something. She was just inhabiting the store because she needed somewhere to exist and might as well be inside of a store. Oftentimes that comes across as incredibly unpleasant, especially for somebody who's an American. Even the French find that annoying from time to time. And so I was thinking about it, and I kind of have this theory as to why we as Americans do the customer service thing, but also just generally try to be friendly, even if we don't have to be on a daily basis. Strata decided that it was going to have no laptops today because it is a holiday today. Even though there are 3 people in there on laptops already, but apparently they got in there before that rule got implemented for the day. And here's why that's a stupid rule. And this is another thing. This is just a stupid call. So annoying. Randomly saw my doctor. He's such a nice guy. Okay, so let me just express the reasoning for my frustration. It's pretty obvious why this is frustrating. And actually, the guy working there was really nice. He was nice enough to jump in and tell me, before I set up. And he was apologetic. It's not his fault at all. And he admitted that it was a bull rule. But here's the thing. This is an annoying facet of what might not just be French culture. I think there are American coffee shops that are doing this too. But effectively what they just did was, the place isn't full. They've got a bunch of open seats. It's on a holiday, which in France tends not to be the busiest of day for anybody. And then they just excluded a group of people that want to do business with them for no reason other than to make it a different environment in the day. Last minute, like an hour after they opened. So there are already people in there using their laptops, which the owner is fully aware of. And then they just decide to go ahead and exclude anybody else who wants to from then on, which is bullshit. So anyways, that's frustrating. So now I get to walk another 20 minutes to another coffee shop that I hope is being more reasonable today. And now it's turned into like a full hour's commute just to find a place to sit and get some work done. Anyways, got that out of my system. And again, no worries. The one thing, I took a different route to get here because I wanted to find a different way. I wanted to get out a different metro stop, get more familiar with the neighborhood in that way, just walk in a different direction. And that way I get to also kind of reinforce some other routes that I loosely know and have a better idea of how the city works down here. So you win some, you lose some. And see, on the upside, I re-found a Space Invader that I've never flashed before, so bonus points. It works out, just gotta stretch the legs, get some exercise, a little bit of sunshine. Positivity! Speaking of positivity, it's one of those things that I think that as Americans, correct me if I'm wrong, because maybe I'm wrong about this, maybe this isn't an American thing, but I feel like with the optimistic culture that we try to cultivate and maintain, which I'm feeling a little bit more of since Monday, honestly. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, you are not reading the news. I really think that as Americans, we tend to understand that by going out of my way to make someone else's day better, I make the world a better place. So even if it's a small thing, so customer service was the example that kind of sprang things to mind, but like today, just being willing to smile, say thank you, open a door for somebody, give up your seat for somebody. Now these are polite things that I think everybody does. Like, it's not to say that people aren't polite, but there is a thing where a lot of Europeans think that Americans are superficial with how friendly they are. Like, we get very friendly. We are very like, hey, how's it going? I just met you. Tell me a little bit about your day. Tell me a little bit about yourself. We're very upfront and friendly in that way. It comes across as superficial to a lot of Europeans actually, but it's one of those things that does make your day a little bit brighter to think, oh, there are people in the world who are kind and who care. Those interactions are really, really valuable in that they add just a little glimmer of sunshine to your day and to the world. And if we all do that just a little bit, it turns into a very, very sunny world very quickly. Not to say that America doesn't have its problems. We certainly have our problems. Not to say that Americans can't be sacks of garbage. We can be sacks of garbage. But I think there's definitely a hope that just by adding a little bit of friendliness to any given day, going the extra mile to be kind to somebody, makes the world a little bit of a better place. What do you think? Am I totally off my rocker? I'm not sure. But I think that's why Americans by and large are incredibly friendly, is because we recognize that it does make the world a better place, even if just for ourselves, to extend ourselves that way. It doesn't always work out, but I think it's always worth it. In a way this works out too, because assuming that Oni doesn't kick me out for the same reason, they have way better lighting and the weather is perfect today, so it's gonna feel at least like I'm not totally missing out on the good weather. Although whoever's revving their engine or using a leaf blower can definitely stop doing that. It's a noisy day, I'm annoyed, I want coffee. Never had a flat white like this before. Basically, he said it's a latte with an extra shot. He's like, well, everybody makes them the same way, so I decided to make this a different way. So it's basically a latte with 3 shots. He said it's a tougher, stronger latte. It's pretty. It's cool. I'm excited for this. It's huge. I finished this entire packet actually just before Natasha got here. which is perfect timing. So anyways, unfortunately I don't have the smaller packet, so I've got, I think we got like 20 more to do. Getting really close though. So in the meantime, I think it's time for some bananagrams. Bananagrams.
Okay. Le gâteau.
We made it all of 20 feet before Natasha came in and decided to start looking at sea urchins on walls. So this mural I've known about, I've had in the vlog before, but I think I've just walked right past this Space Invader like 20 times and never seen it. This is going to be attempt number like 18 to get the Space Invader. Bonjour. Elle cherche des livres, moi je cherche le Space Invader, vraiment ouais. Mais ça marche jamais. It took 3 tries, but I finally got it. That one was a little bit pricey, and also I'm really hungry, so bad combination on the two. So now we're looking, I'm the only one that's hungry here, so I'm the only one that's to blame. Anyways, we're walking towards Republique, we'll see what we find. I don't really know what other context to give. We're just trying to play a game of bananagrams. That's all we're trying to do today. Chat with my landlady before she heads back to New York. I really kind of want a trip to New York right now, I'm not gonna lie. I hope you guys get too that I'm not saying that lights. I hope you guys know that I'm not saying that this is not a comparison, like Americans are the friendliest people on earth or anything like that. What I'm just saying is there's something about American culture that is different, and I'm trying to figure out what exactly that is, in a way. I do think that it comes down to that idea that we do just kind of understand that if we put ourselves out there a little bit, someone else's day a little bit more fun, or not even fun, but just help somebody to feel appreciated or seen. Just be polite and friendly like that. It does tend to make the world a little bit of a better place. We all do that. The world is a better place. I wish we all did that more. And granted, American culture is not quite like that in the same way right now. We're a little bit infighty, but aside from that, you know, maybe we'll get back to it eventually. And then the grocery store was closed for the holiday too. I can't win.